Johnny Mirror here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be looking at my top 25. Yeah, that's right. Top 25 most anticipated games as of right now. So, look, I know it's been a mess. We just went through the channel rebrand. We just pretty much started a new channel. We're pretty much going completely fresh. Have a bunch of content coming out. And before this, it's kind of been a mess. I've kind of been all over the place, been very inconsistent. And so you guys probably don't know exactly where I'm at when it comes to a lot of games right now. You don't know if I'm excited, if I'm going to play it, if I'm looking forward to it. And that's what this video is. This is going to be a really good video to help put our feet on the ground and really see where we're ready to go in terms of games coming out the rest of this year and beyond. Most of these games are beyond, I will say. And yeah, we're kind of just going to be looking at my top 25. That's right, top 25. So it's gonna be a nice big video. I'm gonna try and keep it shorter though. I don't like making super long videos. Basically, each of these games I'm gonna give my very simple explanation why, maybe talk about it just a little bit, but I'm gonna try and keep it really short. But with that said, let's go ahead and let's get started with, of course, number 25. And we are going to go down the list. And the first one that is going to be is, we're going to go ahead and switch over to our Topsters. We are going to be doing this in Topsters. I really like doing all these rankings and stuff on Topsters. I think it's really fun. Arc 2, man. So, Arc 2 is interesting because this should be higher. It's Arc 1 Survival Evolved is one of my favorite games of all time. It's like my favorite survival game ever. I love dinosaurs. I love prehistoric. I love futuristic. And it's kind of just a mix between all of that. Now, the only reason I'm not more excited for this game is, number one, we don't know a lot about it. And then number two, I've heard some interesting things about the direction that the game's taking. They say it's going to be more Souls-like, and it's going to be more action-adventure focused with, more of a story, which I think some of that can be cool. Definitely not the Souls-like part. I don't know how I feel about that. And it is Unreal Engine 5, so that's exciting. But it's just not exactly like the first one at all, from what it sounds like, and that kind of makes me sad, because I do love the first one. I would love to see what a sequel to that first one would look like, but, nonetheless, I am still very excited for that. Right now, the screen looks really weird because I haven't done things, but I haven't done everything, so it's gonna kind of look really weird. But yeah, that's how it is. Now, the next one we're gonna talk about is a live service game. Believe it or not, I think Keyword might be the only live service game on this list. Let me look through my list here. Yes, it is. And that is Marvel Rivals. So, okay, you might be wondering, what? And the answer to the question is, this is a upcoming character PvP game, a character-based PvP game. It's third person, and you basically get to choose across this huge roster of Marvel heroes. I sound like I'm promoting the game right now. I kind of am. It's kind of like Overwatch or Paladins, but in third person and with Marvel characters. And I'm not gonna lie, I do tend to like those games. Paladins and Overwatch are two games I love. Overwatch has really died, but Paladins is a game I still very much enjoy. And I love those character games. And I think Marvel works really well for a game like that. And from the trailer we got, it does look really fun. And I think the characters that they are choosing to add to the game are a really fun selection. And so therefore, I'm very excited to see Marvel Rivals. I think it could end up being a huge hit. But yeah. Moving on to number, 23, right? 23. It's actually, we're going to the opposite brand here. We're going to DC, and that's Wonder Woman. So this is a game you probably forgot about, because I forget about it all the time, because we've yet to get pretty much anything for the game. Like you see, we only have a freaking logo here. We got, like, literally pretty much a little CG render of Wonder Woman jumping, and then we got the logo, and that's pretty much it. But, I still have hope for Warner Bros. Games. I know they have fallen off so hard, and for good reason, because they've just continuously make poor decisions. But this is one of their only single-player story-driven games, and I think Wonder Woman is a really neat character to do that with. We've never really gotten a game like that. We've never gotten a game like that, and so I think it could be really exciting depending how they pull it off. Right now I don't have too much hope in Warner Bros, so I'm keeping it lower on the list for now. Now this other one is opposite of that. I actually have a lot of hope for this game. I think this game is going to go completely overlooked, and I think it's going to be very underrated. But it's still at number 22 because it hasn't quite screamed like super exciting to me yet, and that's Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Now I think this game looks really, really cool in terms of its action, in terms of its world and its characters. I think it looks really fun with all the different animations, jumping around, doing all these cool different things. But I don't know much about the story. I don't know how deep a lot of the systems are going to be. It just looks cool. I don't know if it will actually be great, is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm keeping it lower. This is one of those games where I have a lot of hope. I really hope it's great, but I'm not super confident. Just because it is one of those lower budget games. It is going to be a smaller game, day one release Xbox Game Pass game, which I would say that's great, but a lot of games that launch like that sometimes are hit or miss. Xbox has been doing better with that recently, but can't guarantee its quality, so I'm keeping it lower for now just to play it safe. Now this other one is pretty much the same boat. That's another Xbox game, Avowed. So I'll be honest, from everything we've seen about the game, my favorite thing about it is this dang cover art you probably see right here. This cover art is so goated. It might be like my favorite cover art of all time. But then outside of that, the combat, story, world, everything we've seen of the game, visuals, music, it all seems fine. It seems fine. Nothing screams out to me amazing yet. But where it really gets me is the fact that it is being developed by Obsidian Games. They have yet to miss, and they have yet to deliver anything outside of extraordinary. And so I just have so much faith in them that I can't help but still be excited for this game, even though what I've seen hasn't blown me away, but it has definitely gotten me interested. And yeah, that's that. All right, the next one, we're going a little smaller here. This is a game most of you probably haven't heard of, but you should definitely keep your eye out for it. It was just at the Idea at Xbox Showcase, and that is 33 Immortals. I think this is a really creative-looking game. I think the idea of it is really neat. Basically, it's this 33-player lobby, and it's like, I like this cool art style, kind of like Hades art style mixed with Diablo type gameplay. It kind of is just like Hades, to be honest with you, but not quite. And it just looks like it's going to be a really interesting concept that once it clicks, whenever you play it, and once it clicks, you'll be like, yep, I feel like I'm going to be hooked on this game. And that's kind of what it looks like to me. It looks like one of those games that is going to hook you in, and it's going to be very addicting because it's such a unique concept, and you just want to see how far it can progress with the systems and just the gameplay. And so I am very excited to get my hands on it. Everything I've seen of it looks very, very interesting. Now this next one is going to be pretty much the opposite in every term imaginable, and that's Wolverine. Marvel's Wolverine by Insomniac Games. Now I don't know why, but I feel like this game should be higher on the list, but it's just not for me. For some reason, I haven't quite reached that insane amount of hype or excitement when it comes to this game. And I think that's just due to, this is going to sound really weird, I think it's just due to Insomniac delivering an incredible game every single time. I kind of know I feel like I already know what I'm going to get from Wolverine, even though I haven't really seen it. I've seen the leaks personally. It looks great, but I don't know, I haven't quite reached that super duper excited feeling of it yet. Maybe when we actually get more, I'll get like super duper excited. But right now, I kind of just know it's going to be amazing, and I kind of just know what I'm in for it, and I kind of just know I'm excited for it. But nonetheless, Insomniac always delivers a fantastic game, and I have no doubt that they will once again deliver on Wolverine. Very much looking forward to that one. Now this next one, I have to type in a little bit because it's quite a long title. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. You might be wondering, ain't no way you are putting Paper Mario: The 1,000 Year Door above Wolverine. And I'm here to tell you, Yes, I am. All right, not because I think it'll be a better game or it is a better game, whatever. When it comes down to what game am I most looking forward to getting my hands on and playing, it comes down to Thousand Year Door. And I think the big one for me is I've yet to play Thousand Year Door, and I've heard it's debatably the best Paper Mario game out there. And from somebody who loved Origami King, and I've heard that's one of the worst, I'm very curious what a good Thousand Year Door game or a good Paper Mario game looks like. So I'm very excited to finally get my hands on this game, and I do love. I tend to be a spin-off like lover when it comes to any Nintendo game. Like spin-offs are my pride and joy, even though I still love the main lines. And so this is kind of one of those. Even though Paper Mario is kind of its own franchise, I still consider this a Mario spin-off in my opinion. And so I have no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna absolutely love it, and that's why it's at number whatever we got here. Yeah, but I don't even know. 17? Is that 17? I think so. All right. No, that's 18. My bad. 18. No. I don't know. I think that's 18. Coming in next, Fable. So, again, we have yet to see really anything about this, which is why it's so low. The moment we see things on some of these games in this list, they are going to shoot so far up. This is one of those. This, honestly, should be top 5. But we've yet to pretty much see anything. Everything we have seen of it, it looks beautiful, and it's Fable, and I'm super excited, but we've just not seen anything. Which is kind of, I'm kind of being a hypocrite here. Because my number 1 on this list, we've seen pretty much nothing of. Actually, I take that back. We have seen nothing on the game. And so I'm kind of being a hypocrite. But is my list, you know, whatever. Fable's going here. It just comes down to my excitement level, and right now my excitement level for Fable is pretty much around here. Well, actually, I should say all the games on this list, my excitement level's very, very high. But compared to my number 1, it's not even close. Coming in next, we have Pragmata. So again, this is a game we really haven't seen much of, but we've seen enough to the point where I'm super interested in the concept and the idea, and I'm curious to see how the execution is going to play out. Because I think the idea of a super futuristic sci-fi Capcom action game sounds very, very fun. That sounds very, very good. And the thing here is, Capcom, in my opinion, is the GOAT of video game companies right now. They are the GOAT, hands down. I don't think anybody can even come close to them right now. And Pragmata just seems like a really, really cool idea. So I just have so much faith in the world that Pragmata will be a really good game. And I cannot wait to finally see what this game is truly about. Now this next one, we're cracking in our top 15 here. And this next one is this high just because of how much I love its predecessors. And that is State of Decay 3. I think State of Decay 3 has the chance to finally be that game that makes State of Decay a staple franchise for Xbox. Because number 1, people love zombie games. Number 2, people love survival games. Number 3, people love multiplayer co-op games. Number 4, people like great games. And that is what State of Decay is. And I think with it going to Unreal Engine 5, having much bigger budget, much deeper systems, much grander scale, I think this could be an insane game, insane experience. And I'm super excited. I have so much faith in Undead Labs to deliver on this. I just really hope there's no problems going on within it right now. Who knows? Xbox is all over the place right now. They are feeling it. So State of Decay 3, I hope for the best, and I hope to see you soon. This next one had a rough time, and understandable, and that's Stalker 2. This is my, like, if there's any game that will ever come out within the next year or so that I want to do good so bad, right? Like, Paper Mario, I'm excited for it. Do I want this game to be a huge success? I mean, I know it's going to be because it's Nintendo and it's Mario. I don't know if Stalker 2 is going to be a success. Therefore, I want this game to be a success so bad. Like, because of everything this studio and this game has been through. If you guys don't know, the studio behind this game is based in Ukraine. Obviously, the unfortunate events that happened in Ukraine has affected multiple developers and has affected this game's development. And so it's gotten delayed multiple times. It got announced so long ago, and it's finally coming out this year. And I am so happy to say, every time I see it, it comes higher and higher on my list. It goes higher and higher on my list. I just think this is going to be a huge hit, and I'm super duper excited. I really, really hope that this game is a commercial, critical, general success, because it looks great, and I'm rooting for it all the way. All right, this next one, I don't know if this is the right picture, because technically we haven't seen the game yet. I think this is the one that they posted, though, and that is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell remake. We've seen nothing on the game, so my big criteria for this ranking was that it has to at least be announced. There has to be either a trailer or an announcement that, yo, this game is coming. It was announced that Splinter Cell is getting a remake. I don't know if we have a trailer. I don't know if we even have a logo reveal, but it was announced that a Splinter Cell remake is coming. We know it is in the works, and it should honestly come out within the next 2 years, in my opinion. I think it's around there. Splinter Cell is easily one of my favorite Ubisoft games, if not my it's just one of my favorite Ubisoft games. It's definitely like my favorite Ubisoft franchise, I'll tell you that. And no, it's not Cap. That was Cap. That was straight Cap. Holy moly. And I absolutely love Splinter Cell so much. I cannot wait for a remake, because it has been away for too long. And I hope it does really well, so that way we can get a whole new Splinter Cell. That would just be so amazing. But yeah, Splinter Cell, really looking forward to the remake of that. So this next one is a pretty recent announcement. And this is one I was not excited for. I was actually the opposite. I was like not looking forward to it at first, until I saw the God-given trailer that it was given. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I've never seen a trailer sell me on a game so much than Marvel 1943 The Rise of Hydra. When it was announced the studio Skydance Media and the writer of the Uncharted games, my favorite franchise of all time, would be coming together to work on a AAA Unreal Engine 5 story-driven Marvel licensed game. The possibilities were endless, and they choose to give us a Black Panther and Captain America World War II crossover game. I love Black Panther. Captain America's cool. But EA already announced we're getting a Black Panther game. And Captain America's, I mean, he's just Captain America low-key. What? And then they give us this trailer, and it just made sense. It clicked, and I'm like, I want to play this game now. The tension that trailer built between the characters and the story, the visuals that game showcased is amazing. The music, the voice acting, everything looks so top tier. This looks like a pristine experience awaiting. The only problem is I have yet to see gameplay, and sometimes things throw it for a loop. Like Midnight Suns had the same thing. It had an amazing trailer, and it was like a completely different genre than what you would have expected. So I don't know what the game looks like, so I'm still being a little cautious, especially since it is a licensed game. They just do weird things. Like Avengers was not necessarily all that great when it came to the gameplay, but everything else was awesome. So we will have to see on that, but I am super duper excited to see more on that game. And the same thing with this one as Stalker 2. This kind of flows the same boat, and that is Replaced, another Ukrainian-based studio. This one has been delayed so many times. This one has been one of my most anticipated games for a long time now, and it just needs to release, but only when it's ready and when the development team can. I understand the situations, but this game has gone through so much, and I'm super duper excited because this looks like one of the most unique games I've ever seen. terms of its art style and the way it uses gameplay with that and its visuals, everything. I think it just looks really, really awesome, and I'm super duper excited to play it when it eventually comes out. Who knows? It might be this year. I would love for it, but I'm not holding my breath. Now this next one. Again, we don't really know much about it, but just the idea, the concept, the fact that it is a thing, puts it in my top 10. And that is Pokemon Legends Z through A. Yes. Just, yes, please. A Gen 6 Pokemon game with the Legends formula. Yes. Bringing Megas back. Yes. Releasing early next year, presumably with being a launch title for the Switch 2, or whatever the successor is. Yes. This is what I want from Pokemon, and this is what I think they need. And I think this is easily going to be one of my favorite games next year. I think it's going to be one of my most anticipated games after some of these other games ahead of it come out. Super duper excited. Super duper excited. The next one, this one's an interesting. Gotta find it. There it is. Clockwork Revolution. So this is an Xbox game that was announced, I believe by... Is it inXile? I think it's inXile. Yeah, I think it was inXile Games. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. It's either inXile or Compulsion. I think, no, Compulsion was South of Midnight, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure inXile is the ones who announced Clockwork Revolution. And this just looks like it's such an awesome idea, using time and all these different elements to just shape the world around you, and the apocalypse, or the like steampunk vibes to it, the BioShock-esque look and gameplay. This is something that really, really excited me. This is one of those games where every time I see it, I get more excited. Every time I look at it, I get more excited. Every time I think about it, talk about it, whatever, I get more excited. And I have a feeling this game will continue to rise on my list as time goes on. Now this next one, again, this is kind of me being a hypocrite from earlier with Fable. I kind of really screwed myself up with saying all that stuff about Fable. Let me find it here. It's kind of a long word. We've seen nothing on the game except the concept and the logo. Assassin's Creed Red. Codename Red. It doesn't even have a name. It's just Codename Red. It is the Japan-based Assassin's Creed game. This is literally a dream game coming true. I just need to see it. Once I see it, I'm letting you know. Once I see it, it's easily top 3. It is easily top 3. The only problem is Ubisoft can make stupid decisions sometimes, and some of their games can be hit or miss, and Assassin's Creed has kind of been hit or miss for a little while now. And so you never know how the execution actually will be. And so I'm keeping my expectations safe for now, even though it's still in my top 10, just because it is a dream game. Assassin's Creed in Japan. Godlike. Cannot wait. And this next one is actually another Ubisoft game. Star Wars Outlaw. So this one's an interesting one because I originally, whenever they first said, I went through a roller coaster with this game. When they announced that Ubisoft was going to be making a open world Star Wars RPG, AAA, everything, I was like, yo, this is a dream come true. And then they revealed it to be this bounty hunting game. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I don't know. That's not that, like, you could have done, like, Jedi and Sith stuff. But they chose to do bounty hunter, which I was like, okay, let me see what it looks like. And then we got the first official gameplay trailer. And I was like, yo, okay, this actually looks really, really good. Then she hopped in her ship and she flew up into space, like, without any loading screen or anything. And I was like, yo, this is like a legit Star Wars game right here. But then as time went on, my hype and interest kind of just kept on dwindling down. Until, like, for some reason, I was just listening to some podcast, and he was just talking about it. And he was just talking about Star Wars and his expectations. And I was like, you know what? Why am I not more excited for this game? Why am I not more excited for this game? It is Star Wars, my favorite franchise of all time. Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time, easy. It is Ubisoft, a company that I've personally recently been loving a lot of their products. It is an first true open world Star Wars game. It is a game that looked good gameplay wise. Why am I not more excited about that? And ever since that day, this game has been slowly rising on my most anticipated games list, which is so weird because there was at a point where I would have told you it's probably not even at in my top 25. I just got rid of it. In my top 25. But now it's in my top 10. Almost even top 5. I'm super excited for this game. I am so ready. I do think this will actually be one of my favorite games of the year. That's how much my own mental cycle has just brought this game up. I haven't watched any new trailers or anything. I haven't even watched the story trailer that they released a while back. I should do a reaction on that. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a reaction for that on the channel. We're making as much content as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited. Super duper excited. Now this is another one where I've kind of had the opposite, sort of. When they announced this, I was like, nah, that's okay. And then when they showed the trailer, I absolutely fell in love. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Me personally, I think this will be the best Xbox game, or the biggest Xbox game. Easy. I'm not gonna say biggest. I think the best Xbox game will go to something still to come. This is what Xbox needs, though. Out of any game Xbox has, these are the type of games that they need. To a certain degree. That doesn't mean close some of your studios and get rid of a bunch of your projects to make more of these games. It just means the studios that want to make these, make sure you dial in on them. Doesn't mean close studios that want to do creative things. R.I.P. Tango, R.I.P. Arcane Austin. Oh, still so mad about that. Indiana Jones looked really good. I think the first-person perspective was a choice that I wasn't sure I was going to like until I saw it, and I actually fell in love with it. It truly does look fantastic. Very, very excited for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Now, we've reached our top 5. This one technically is out, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm still going to put it on here, and I will be playing it very soon. Probably within the next 2 weeks, I'll be playing it. That is No Rest for the Wicked. Look, this game is... It's just clicking with me. It's just clicking with me. Number one, I thought the original trailer was very, very good. I thought the trailer did a good job of showing you pretty much what the game is on a exterior level. Then I realized it is Moon Studios, the studio that has delivered one of my favorite Metroidvania games, one of my favorite games in general, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Then I realized the art style in the game is just absolutely beautiful. The gameplay looks really, really fun. They're taking a whole new genre twist. The name is super sick. I love that. No Rest for the Wicked. And it's just clicking with me. It's just clicking in every single department that I want for a game. And I personally love these smaller games that just try something more creative, which is why R.I.P. Tango, R.I.P. Hi-Fi Rush, which is why things like this is on here, why 33 Immortals is on here, why Marvel Rivals, why Flintlock's on here, why Replace is on here. You know, it's why all these things are here. Stalker 2. Because I love these ideas that just get brought to life, and I think Moon Studios is such a great studio that I just have so much faith in it. I've heard great things about it. It's in early access right now on Steam. I plan to purchase it once I'm done with some Hades 2 and catching up with other things. Prince of Persia, The Road Prince of Persia also comes out before then, so I'm going to have to play a little bit of that, but No Rest for the Wicked, man. Very, very excited to hop into that. Now, back to that Xbox game that I think is easily going to be their best game in years, and maybe for a couple years to come, Hellblade 2. It just... I'm not even going to talk. You guys have heard me talk about this so many times. It just looks incredible, and I just think it's going to be a masterpiece. That's all I got to tell you. I just think it will be. Now, this next one, you probably did not expect. Ladies and gentlemen, we're cracking in our top 3, my top 3 most anticipated games as of right now. Number 3 is a Square Enix game. Yeah, probably didn't expect that because Square Enix is not one of my favorite publishers. Personally, Square Enix has been really hit or miss for me for a while now. Final Fantasy is great. Outside of Final Fantasy, not it. But this game, Visions of Mana. Yes, yes, yes. I cannot tell you why it is in my top 3, to be honest with you. I don't really know why. It is one of those games, and I do this with very select few games, and it's not something I can just choose. It just happens in my own mental, like, I don't even know, like, subconscious debate about gaming in my head that I'm not even thinking about, but I think every time I watch a trailer, every time I see its art style, every time I hear its music, every time I see more trailers, every time I talk about it, every time I think about it, every time I put it on a ranking like this, it just continues to go up and up and up. I can't go any farther. It's just one of those games that I have, for some reason, have grown so interested in that it's just now like one of my most anticipated games. And as you see, it's in my top 3. For some reason, I'm just so way more excited for this game than so many other games, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'll tell you why. Its art style looks great. Its music sounds great. The gameplay looks fun. The characters look cool. The world looks awesome. The cover art is beautiful. Everything about it, it's just awesome. I really did. I don't know if I've ever been this excited for a JRPG, which is something it's really sad saying because I love JRPGs and I play so many JRPGs, but for some reason there has never been a JRPG where, like, I'm just so in love with it and so excited for it. It's unbelievable. But coming in second place. In second place is a sequel, Death Stranding 2. Dude, this trailer that they showed at the end of the most recent State of Play is just incredible. Look, Hideo Kojima, in my opinion, honestly, I don't even know if you can debate it, is the GOAT of video game directors. He is just a different breed. His creativeness, his technical skill, his creative skill, visual talent, everything about it, his storytelling is just top of the class. You can't really compete. And Death Stranding 2 blew me away when I saw it. I liked the first game. I really liked the first game. I think it had a lot of great things about it, but I do think it could majorly be improved. And there's a lot of things I didn't like about it. Death Stranding 2, that trailer they showed me just blew me away. I could not believe what I was seeing, and this is easily one of my most anticipated games, as you see here, being number 2. But my most anticipated game, as of right now, again, I mentioned earlier, we know literally nothing about it, except its logo and what it is. Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, man. So pretty much to explain this, Metroid is my favorite video game, Metroid is my favorite Nintendo franchise of all time. Metroid Dread is my, like, second favorite Nintendo Switch game. Metroid Dread is my favorite Metroidvania. Metroid Prime is a game I absolutely love. It's in my top 50 of all time. I got into Metroid late. I got into Metroid when Metroid Dread came out. Ever since Metroid Dread, I've had the itch to just play more Metroid. I've played the first Metroid on GameCube, then I played Metroid Prime Remaster. I went back and played Metroid Samus Returns. And every time I see Metroid, I'm just so in love. Samus is my, one of my favorite video game characters. I just love the franchise so much. I am so ready for Metroid Prime 4. Literally the only reason it's number 1 is just because It's just because of my bias. It's just because I love Metroid, and I've loved all of its games, and I think this has a chance to be one of the best Nintendo games in recent years, and that's a really high bar to try and beat, by the way. And the thing is it's different with Fable. Xbox has kind of been fumbling a lot recently, and a lot of their games have kind of just been hit or miss or controversial. Like Starfield, for example. I think Starfield's a good game, but it didn't quite live up to expectation. When a company makes a game, you kind of have to keep that in mind. With something like Fable, I can't be super confident that it's going to be amazing. But with Metroid Prime, when you have a company like Nintendo that consistently delivers quality, you kind of just know it's going to be good. And when it's Metroid Prime freaking 4, I just know it's going to be great. And I am so excited to play it. But that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for my top 25 most anticipated games as of right now. As you can tell, I'm looking forward to a lot. And I can't wait to see what else can enter this list during all these June events. And what all leaves the list due to it getting revealed more and me not being impressed or whatnot. Like I'm gonna just say, like things like Wonder Woman or Pragmata can go down, but things like Marvel 1943 or Clockwork Revolution can go up. You never just know. And so we're gonna probably do another one of these videos probably after all the summer showcases, probably more towards fall. And yeah, I'm going to be very excited to do that. And very excited to play all these games. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, definitely leave a like, leave a comment in the section down below provided, and please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Johnny Brown. Peace.